According to insider sources, the leader of the Chinese Communist regime, Xi Jinping, suffered a stroke during a major meeting last year, and his power has been significantly weakened since. That's reflected in recent political purges within China's central governing body, especially its military command structure. Those efforts are likely pushed by Xi's internal enemies inside the party as they attempt to dilute Xi's power. We tapped China News commentator Tang Jin-yuan for more. Health conditions are top secrets for authoritarian leaders. Heads of regimes like those in Communist China and North Korea believe guarding such secrets is critical to retaining their power. But China's Xi likely failed in that regard. China Affairs commentator Tang Jin-yuan and other separate sources told us that a major incident happened to Xi last year.
Last October, we gained access to a highly authoritative source which told us that Xi Jinping suffered a severe stroke during the third plenum event, collapsing on the spot at the meeting venue. This was a very serious incident, but the Chinese Communist Party has been making every effort to cover it up. Ultimately, Xi's loss of power is indeed closely related to the stroke.
NTD has verified that this is a highly trusted insider source. The same source previously disclosed critical intelligence to our media, which came out publicly later on. That's including breaking developments tied to the COVID-19 pandemic in China. On top of that, photo evidence echoes the account. 1 month after that political meeting where the stroke took place, Xi made his first appearance, receiving the Vietnamese regime head. However, photos of Xi from a Vietnamese state newspaper were entirely censored on Chinese internet sites. We tested that censorship on China's largest search engine, Baidu Image Search. But why the censorship?
You can clearly see that Xi Jinping has an abnormal line on the right rear side of his head from this picture, just below the lower right part of his scalp. You can see that there is clearly a scar tissue in that area. We consulted several medical experts, including experienced surgeons, and the preliminary conclusion we can draw from the scar tissue is that Xi Jinping likely underwent surgery on his brain around that time. We all know that most people would lose consciousness temporarily after a stroke. In my view, it is highly likely that at that time, Xi Jinping lost his military power, leading to a reorganization of the power structure within the party.
Tang said the reason why Beijing hasn't seen a political coup is because the Chinese regime hasn't chosen Xi's successor. Xi has kept a tight grip over Chinese systems over the past decade, and the prospect of overhauling that would not be a one-kick game. Though there are signs of big framework changes. Last year alone, the South China Morning Post published a tally showing 56 senior Chinese officials were investigated or purged, marking a record high. One latest target could be He Weidong, the third top-ranking official in the Chinese military. He's seen as Xi's choice to lead an invasion of Taiwan. He has not been spotted in public for weeks. A Tuesday report from the Washington Times made the same prediction, citing U.S. intelligence and analysis from senior defense officials. Many believe Xi is the one behind the purge, noting it's an effort to assert his authority and demand absolute loyalty from regime officials. Also, political purges in the name of anti-corruption have become known as one of Xi's favorite schemes. But Tang views it differently, saying this could be proof that an opposing force is trying to cripple Xi's authority. Since late last year, an increasing number of Xi's most trusted aides, especially the ones in the Chinese military, have disappeared or faced investigations or purge attempts. But some senior officials who appear to oppose Xi's supremacy are still active on Beijing's political stage. That includes the second-in-command of China's military, Yu-Shia. We will expand on this topic in future reports.